Yeah, so we have several questions for you.
Okay.
And first question is, how long have you been a teacher?
How long have I been a teacher?
Yeah.
I've been teaching for about 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
That's right. For a long time.
Too long. Yeah, too long.
So long time.
That's a long time. Maybe
So
too long
time,
too.
Yeah. So next question is, how many countries have you ever taught?
How many countries? Including the U.S., then that would mean I've taught in 3 other countries besides America. Yeah. So 4 in total.
So what?
Japan, and I've also taught in Singapore, and I taught briefly in Malaysia as well.
So how long did you teach those countries?
Well, it was very brief in Malaysia, so that one was a short volunteer teaching. So I don't know if that's even worth considering. But I taught in Japan the total, because I was in and out of the country. So the total was about 7 years in Japan, and about 4 years in Singapore. Yeah.
So did you learn the second language too?
Yeah, it wasn't necessary in Singapore because Singaporeans speak English fairly well, or most people are pretty fluent. So it wasn't necessary there to learn Chinese, or so I didn't. But in Japan, I began to learn the language while I was teaching. When I first went there, I didn't know anything about Japanese. Didn't speak any Japanese. But over time, I began to pick it up and learn it. Yeah.
So why did you choose the foreign country?
Why did I choose to go to a foreign country? Well, after I completed my master's degree, or part of my master's degree was for us to have a practicum, which means to go and have some practical teaching experience, and then we were to work on some research related to that. So I had thought about going to China and had an interest in China and the culture of China, but I ended up going to Japan because of a connection. A friend of mine had a connection to Japan, so I decided to go to Japan to finish that. Yeah, so that was the main reason. But I went into ESL because I wanted to experience the rest of the world. I really wanted to make my life in some other country, not in America.
So, this question is, have you ever had some difficulty or special experience in the country?
Yeah, well, in Japan I was in what is called the Great Hanshin earthquake. So it was this huge earthquake, and that was a huge experience because fellow teachers died, friends and Japanese friends that I knew died in that. They went several months without gas or water, so that was of course a difficult experience. And the other experiences I think are pretty common to most people. In another culture, you're learning to adapt to different customs, different traditions. And in Japan, also because the writing script, right, they use kanji, is so different than here that as I'm going around from place to place, I feel I'm illiterate. I can't read anything. I can't know what is being spoken, what is being written. So there's that feeling of isolation, or that's difficult to overcome. Yeah. Those are just a few of the things, right? Of the difficulties in another country. Yeah.
So, what do you think about the differences between the students who study in their country and study in America?
So the difference between foreign students, like the Japanese students in Japan and the Japanese students studying abroad, or Singaporeans there or here. Okay. about the students? Well, because it's English, I think the motivation and can be higher for those students studying here in the United States. Also, I think as they are here longer, the experience that they have in the culture, they began to, I think, view the language differently. They may be able to see the language in a different way than when they're in their own country. When they're in their own country, it's really a second language, and so it may not be as important to some of the students. It may be more of a hobby. It may not even be as realistic to them because they're not actually using it in daily life. But here they use it to function, to get around in life, to meet other students from other parts of the world. So they're slightly different, yeah.
So do you want to go back again to teach the foreign country?
Yeah, I do. I like living in a foreign country. I like the challenges of that. There's a bit of adventure to that, so I enjoy that challenge. So yeah, I definitely look forward to going to another country to teach. Probably make it my home. Probably Japan would be the place I would make my home, but I would like to be able to go to other countries other than Japan. Yeah, China maybe for short teaching experiences, because it would be great to experience those cultures, those people, and English is a great way to do that. Yeah.
So this is the last question. So it's simple. Why are you teaching?
Why am I teaching? Foremost is I enjoy it. I enjoy this kind of job. If I didn't enjoy it, it's not a good job because the pay's not great. But it's great because you're meeting different people all the time, different students, different personalities. So it's a rewarding job in that respect because you're teaching, and then it's also interesting because of the students. And because it's English as a second language, it gives me an opportunity to travel around the world and do things that probably a lot of other people can't do in another profession. And so that's why I'm teaching.
Great.
Okay. Is that all, guys? All right?
Yeah, it's all right.
All right, good.